Welcome to the channel for the first time viewers. Welcome back from my existing subscribers. Last weekend I spent about 8 to 10 hours trying to fix my computer. Didn't reinstall Windows or anything like that, but I noticed that the 13900K was just severely underperforming, getting anywhere between 170, 160 FPS to 220 FPS on Vondel. So I'm going to walk you through what I did overall. For those of you that are looking for fixes, this isn't going to be a quick fix. I don't have an optimization service. You can check, people like Frame Chasers, Beefy Tech, and stuff like that. But if you have questions, I'm more than happy to try to answer some of the basic stuff, right? So here's what I did. I noticed that, first off, this was one of the final things I found. Windows 11 is the OS that I'm on. Had done some kind of update. So at somewhere down the line, there was a update that re-enabled core isolation. So I had it turned off before. It does make a big impact when you're CPU bound. I watched a video from Ancient Gameplays about it just to make sure that it wasn't some kind of placebo effect. But in the section that you're seeing where I'm getting like 250 FPS, I was getting about 220 before. So it did add about a healthy 20 frames to my actual overall performance. So that was core isolation. Resizable bar is on. The other big piece that took me that 8 to 10 hours was tuning my RAM. You'll see that it's 7200 C32, but I tried 6800 C30. I tried 7400 C34. Like I tried a lot of different primary timings, but what really made the big difference was tuning my secondaries. So what I did to tune my secondaries is just, it's not an easy process, but it's maybe I should say easy, right? It's pretty straightforward, but it's time consuming. I think is the best way I can explain it. I went with XMP to start off, and then I took the values for my secondary and tertiary RAM timings, and I just lowered them in groups of 2. So let's say I didn't touch any of the primaries, but it was really the secondaries and tertiaries. I just lowered it in groups of 2 so that if I had any mem test errors, I could go back and, bring it back. So that is the biggest time dump that I had. So at the end of the day, I'm using the 7200, the 7200 C34 kits from Team Group. They're A die, so I was able to increase the voltage a little bit. I want to say I'm at 1.47 volts. I'm not trying to do any suicide voltages. I just want to play the games and have decent performance. And so again, tune the RAM, both the primaries, the secondaries, the tertiary timings. Overclocked the CPU, took the CPU to stock. It didn't make a difference, so I went ahead and just brought it back to where I had it, which was 5.8 gigahertz, and using the turbo method. So use the turbo ratio for what was my turbo ratio? Let me think. The turbo ratio I used was for 1 core. I have 5.9 gigahertz, and every other workload for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 cores, I have it set to 5.8, right? So whenever it's using that many cores, that's what it uses. And that's been pretty stable for me. I think the voltage is like 1.35 volts. And I left the load line calibration on auto. Like I said, this isn't necessarily a tutorial on how to do all this stuff. I'm just telling you everything I did, because I spent like forever trying to figure out why I couldn't get past like 220 FPS. And even why I was like down in the 170 range. And as you can see, I'm just playing the game, so it's not like I'm going to a specific spot and looking for where I can get the best performance or where the FPS is the highest to run a test. I'm just running through the game, right? So with that is going to be the commentary I'm going to cut out from here. I'm also going to tack on just regular clips that I recorded after this straight benchmark session, just to give y'all, for those of you that are trying to watch, a little bit more context. So RAM tuning, core isolation was huge. Obviously there's a GPU overclock. I want to say it was like plus 265 and 133 on the power slider, but I have an Asus Tough, so that's not going to be the same for everybody. Just find a decent GPU overclock for your 4090, and you should be okay after that. All right. With that, I will catch you on the flip. Like I said, if you have any questions about what I specifically did, I'm more than happy to kind of just shoot you off a couple quick answers, and we can go from there. All right.
active. Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV in this sector. Enemy dropping into the AO. You're getting another chance. Make it count. They hit us hard that time, but we will settle the score. Jump and fire! Get ready! Survive and your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets to bring them back faster.
This.
Mark a drop point for your
I put
squad.
the center dot on. That video told me.
Did the what?
That video told me I put that center dot on. I'm not doing this. I'm behind a dude.
I've always had the center dot on. I don't know.
Hostiles dropping into the area. Watch the
That's
sky.
rude.
Right behind you.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Oh, I thought you were in me. I'm dead.
Who is next?
Oh, was he? Who?
Fog is entering the area. Visibility will be low.
That's where
Dang.
Stucky and I won our game, was on that bridge.
What, right
On
here?
that bridge. The red one.
Ooh.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
Son of me.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit just bounced the fuck off. Jumping over.
Well, there's somebody in front of you.
Fire shotgun. The second one.
I'm down.
You know there's a gun in this
Assault
wall?
rifle here.
I saw that.
You can actually take it.
Hostile
Yeah, you probably
UAV
need it.
overhead.
Yeah, it's a real gun you just take. It's like a special gun.
You got gas moving in.
Did you go up?
Yeah. Long way up.
I think the storm's coming in again.
Yep. I'm gonna jump off. Take this rope right here.
Advise you move to the safe zone now.
If you didn't know, by the way, you can catch these ropes.
In the middle there.
Yeah, in the air.
On the right, on the right, on the right, on the right.
Hostile UAV.
We'll finish you, huh?
Redeployment time reduced.